live. Welcome, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. Happy Friday. Real quick, if you can hear me hear me well, please put a one in the chat. I'm gonna quickly check my settings. Mic check. Mic check. Perfect. All right. I almost got 200 people in here already. Awesome. So tonight's show, we're going to be going over a new case, first time on this channel anyway, the Savanah Soto case, a very tragic case. It is now being a capital red rum case. I can't say the M word. A pregnant mother and her boyfriend were found with gunshot wounds to the head. They were found in a car. She went missing, or I guess they went missing on December 22nd, and they were found a day after Christmas. Absolutely terrible. They released some footage so the public can help. It's very interesting. I have been digging into it, and we'll definitely dig into it together. But before we get started, true crime mystery to the missing. We always like to give back by featuring the missing, so we'll do that real quick, and then we'll jump into the news story here. So today's missing, this one's kind of basic, but this is Emily Sykes. Went missing just a few days before Christmas, December 20th, in Charlotte, North Carolina. Usually we have a lot more details. This one doesn't. Just says 17 years old, female. But anybody in Charlotte, please be on the lookout for Emily Sykes. Then we have one more. And let me pull this one up. Blow this up a little bit. And this one is out of Washington, D.C. Two girls. Last seen on 4400 block of Ead Street. Let's see, I'm looking at the notes here. So it's two girls, 113, Nevaeh Orlana, 13, described 5'3", 130 pounds, brown eyes, black hair. And then Cassidy Walker, 11. So we have a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old, both missing. And Cassidy is 5'4", 122 pounds, brown eyes, black hair. If anybody's seen them, and this again is in Washington, D.C., you can call the number 202-727-9099. And I think that's all the info on that. So they say Northeast D.C. All right. Brita Mad Hatter, good to see you. Chris, so happy you were covering this footage. The exact person I was hoping you got the skills. I have been breaking down the footage. I wish I had more time, and I will be doing it after the show, because if you guys follow my channel, I love to break down this kind of stuff, especially the surveillance footage. I know there's a lot of great people out there that have the talent to do it. So it's not just me, but I did give it the old college try. There's a few things I'm sure people have probably seen, but I'll show what I've discovered, and then if we get some time, maybe we'll kind of run a couple of AI-enhanced filters. But before we get to that part, for anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about, this is Savanah Soto, 18 years old. She was pregnant at the time. She was actually past her due date. Now, this is out of Texas, close to San Antonio, like right there. It's Leon Valley. Apparently, it was her and her boyfriend. They were last seen on December 22nd, leaving their home in Leon Valley, Texas, around 2 p.m. Soto, she had an appointment the next morning, which would have been Saturday, where they were going to induce her labor because she was past her due date. She was already 9 months and due. So she is 5'1" with brown hair and brown eyes. Later that night, Friday night, December 22nd, since she hadn't been seen since 2 p.m., the family did report her missing. And so they released this, which had some details about her height, weight, and stuff like that. And this is kind of where they were last seen. So here's Leon Valley, and then I believe this is the apartments because the address they give is like next door, and that's like an empty lot. So I'm assuming it's this one. But yeah, real close to San Antonio, just barely on the outskirts of it, right there. And like I said, her and her boyfriend both went missing, and her baby, obviously, unborn baby, sadly. Let me stop there real quick and grab this. Canvas and Crime, good to see you. Gifted 5 mob crew memberships. Thank you so much, Canvas and Crime. If you got gifted, please show your support to Canvas and Crime. That is very sweet. Thank you so much, Canvas, for supporting the channel and giving some memberships out. That is super awesome. So Savanah Soto was with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend is Matthew Guerrera. They were reported to be in a gray 2013 Kia Optima, which belonged to Matthew Guerrera, her boyfriend. Just pictured here is just a stock photo of one. After Soto was reported missing, law enforcement did a welfare check at her apartment, or I believe their apartment, but found no signs of forced entry or cause for concern, is the way they worded it. And I believe that was Friday night, the 22nd. And then that next day, Saturday morning, Soto was supposed to check into the Stone Oaks Methodist Hospital, which is not too far for them, at 6:30 a.m. To have her, induced labor. Her mother showed up, and I think some other family members, just praying that she would be there. And sadly, she did not. And so, of course, that caused a huge panic. And so after not showing up, she went to Facebook and social media pleading for the public's help to help find her daughter, which is absolutely terrible because the fact that she was literally due to give birth is just unthinkable. So this is... Oops. This is just the map of the area here, and we'll actually look at it too. But this is Grissom Road, kind of where their apartments are at. And then this is, I believe, the hospital that she was going to have it. I'm not 100%. There's a couple of them around in here, but I'm assuming it's around in this area here. Which is kind of interesting because when they find them, it's kind of like in between that area. So sadly, on December 25th, Christmas, they would issue a clear alert. It's kind of like an amber alert, but with certain circumstances. And here are some of the criterias, which is individual 18 to 64 years old, whose whereabouts are unknown. The clear alert request within 72 hours of the individual's disappearance. And then... is there sufficient information available to disseminate to the public to help locate the individual, suspect, or vehicle related to the incident? So yeah, absolutely terrible Christmas that they have to release this kind of alert. And then if things can't get any worse, the next day after Christmas, on December 26th, shortly after 4 p.m., 2 bodies would later be identified as Soto and her boyfriend, Matthew Guerrera, dead in the Kia Optima. They were found approximately 3 miles from where they were last seen at a different apartment complex, which we will take a look at. The family was notified, and they went to the scene. And there's them here. I don't know if I should play the volume because I don't know if there's cursing in this, but here's just kind of the family there not long after they had discovered the vehicle. Andy Lane says, I can't imagine losing 2 children and a grandchild. Prayers to the family. Yes. Yeah, I can't imagine it either. It's terrible. So this is where they were last seen, and then this is where they're found. So literally just 3 miles away. And like I said, there's the Methodist Hospital. You can kind of see it right here. So it's kind of weird. It's like right in between where their destination. Although the destination was technically the next day, but it's just kind of interesting. But again, it wasn't very far from where they were last seen. So along with finding the bodies, San Antonio PD said that this was a capital M case, with the victims being 18 years old with an unborn baby, and then also her boyfriend, Matthew Guerrera. It is believed that the Kia could have been there for multiple days, with the bodies left in the car. Both Soto and Guerrera were killed with gunshot wounds to the head. San Antonio PD announced that Guerrera, the boyfriend, had a contact gunshot wound, which means that is a contact would be close to the head. So there is, and we'll listen to a short clip of the video that they put out, but I don't know if they discounted the taking the, I can't use the two words, so I'm trying to, but they're wondering if it was M slash take their life situation, but they don't think that happened, but they don't think they've ruled that out either. Let me get to chat real quick here, and then I'll play it here. And then just before that, they also released footage, which we'll look at here in a bit. Now, this is their wording. SAPD would release footage that shows two persons of interest, but in my opinion and others, it's clear that there's actually three people. It seems like there's two people in the truck and then a driver of the Kia Optima. And we'll look at that footage, and you can kind of see why I think me and others believe there's three people in there. The location of this footage is taken at what's called the medical apartment complex or something like that. It's medical something. We'll look at it, which was 3 miles from their apartments. And of course, I think they believed that when this footage was taken, that the couple was already dead at this point, and that they were just disposing of the car and getting rid of evidence, possibly. So I'm going to quickly pause real quick, get to chat, and then we'll play a little bit of the press conference, and then we'll get to the surveillance footage. So we got Canine Dream Jog, who changed their name. I like that name. Happy New Year, Chris. Love your work and channel. Great community. Meg from Australia. Thank you so much, Meg. You were so awesome. Let's see. Good to see you, Cunningham. Prayers for the family. It's so awful. It is absolutely terrible. Good to see you, Dom. There was no weapon found in the vehicle, so it's not a... Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, I just remember seeing the press conference, and someone asked that, and they couldn't say absolutely that's not the case. So that's why I did mention that. But I think when people hear contact, it does, come up. So here is just a press conference here. So I'm going to start out really low.
Since Friday was found dead on Tuesday in San Antonio, along with her boyfriend. Family confirming that 18-year-old Savanah Soto and her boyfriend were found dead in a car at some medical apartment. Okay, how is the volume? If I can turn it up, I'd rather start low than high, because usually I have it really high, and I can't really tell. So if it needs to go up higher, let me know. It's located in San Antonio. Soto was 9 months pregnant and a week past her due date, according to her family. Now we're hearing from San Antonio police as they've put this out on X earlier today, saying that anyone with information on this dark-colored pickup truck with a bed cover or the two persons of interest seen in this video is encouraged to contact authorities. You can also remain anonymous when providing information in this case. But you'll remember during that news conference on Tuesday, as we brought it to you live, Police describe this case as very perplexing, and so we're starting to learn a little bit more and more about it. But you can see this truck that they're referring to here, as well as two individuals at the beginning of the clip. So they're really trying to get a lot of information here as to what happened in this interaction between the two vehicles. Of course, this comes after the tragic news that both were found dead on Tuesday. And police also implied at the time that they may have been there for several days before they were located. So let's bring you out to this update from San Antonio Police as they spoke this afternoon.
Over it again anyway, briefly. Because this is an open investigation, I'm not going to answer questions unless it's to confirm something I've just said, but I'm not going to answer questions that may get into the details of the investigation. So first of all, I want to extend condolences to the families of both Savannah and Matthew. I also want to reassure them that detectives are doing everything that they can do to solve this case. Savanah Soto and 22-year-old Matthew Guetta were reported missing by Leon Valley on 12/23/23. A clear alert was issued for Savannah by DPS because it met the criteria for a clear alert to be issued. CLEAR stands for the state's coordinated law enforcement, and were last seen in Leon Valley. Therefore, Leon Valley was the reporting jurisdiction. Officers did document details provided by the family members under an SAPD information report. On the 26th, at about 4 o'clock, SAPD was called to assist Leon Valley PD at 5903 Danny K. Leon Valley was requesting assistance.
We'll definitely look at
Families of both victims were at the location and reported to Leon Valley PD that earlier in the day, they received information that the missing gray Kia Optima was at the Danny K address. When police arrived, they discovered two people in the Kia. EMS was called to the scene, and they pronounced both victims at the scene. It appeared that the vehicle had been located at that location for several days.
So I'm assuming if they have surveillance, then they knew that this vehicle was there for a while. And then maybe probably, obviously, determining the time of death, that they were probably deceased. If they were found on the 26th, they could tell that they had been deceased for days. So I'm assuming a combination of both.
The medical examiner had identified 22-year-old Matthew as one of the deceased victims in
Danny
the vehicle.
K is the address.
And he died from a gunshot wound to the head. The manner of that death is still pending. The second deceased victim has not yet been officially identified by the medical examiner. However, I think we can be confident that that second victim was Savannah. This case is being investigated as a capital murder case. Detectives right now are combing through days of surveillance video from several different locations that the victims were known to be, where the victims were known to be.
I think it's a towel. I think
detectives are hopeful that surveillance video will lead to the events leading up to their death. Detectives are also combing through social media and cell phone records to determine the last communications with the victims. We have a video here that we're going to share with you. We have already put it out on social media. You may have already seen it, but we're going to run this video here today. We are hoping that someone is able to identify the individuals that are seen in this video.
Oops.
If anyone has any information regarding what they may see in this video, we would ask that you call homicide on 207.
Just a question. Has anybody figured out what the year is of the Chevy Silverado? Just curious in chat, because I know there's been tons of channels that have covered this. This is my first time. And that's something I want to do, is try to figure out what year that is.
7635.
If anybody has got an idea,
you can remain anonymous. You do not have to give your name. The video was taken from a nearby location where the bodies were located. And finally, here is a slowed down image of the first person of interest getting out of the Chevy Silverado that is seen next to the Kia. And then here's another, there'll be another slowed down image of the second person of interest getting out of the victim.
I believe so, and I wondered the callousness of all this.
All right, let's look at the footage. I'll get to chat here in a second. Let me just, I'm going to get to my, and let's look at this blown up together. Oh, it's actually the same video. I'm going to use VLC though, so let me get this ready first.
We want to go out to San Antonio, Texas next, where we're getting new information from police after a pregnant teen who had been missing since Friday was found dead on Tuesday in San Antonio, along with her boyfriend. Family confirming that 18-year-old Savanah Soto and her boyfriend were found dead in a car at some medical apartments located in San Antonio. Soto was 9 months pregnant and a week past her due date, according to her family. Now we're hearing from San Antonio police as they've put...
Let me get it ready, and I'll get to chat here. I'll play it just regular while I look at chat. For anyone that has not seen this. There we go. Make sure you guys can see it well. So I play it normally, and then I slow it down and blow it up. So let me just, and then we'll point out some things that I noticed, and curious to see what you guys have noticed. Leanne says possibly 2013. I know 2013 was the model of the Kia. It's possible. Dom, good to see you. I feel really bad for Savannah, but Matthew's lifestyle was the reason for this wish. Her brothers took care of it so could be safe. Wish her brothers took care of it so she could be saved. Gotcha. Yeah, there's for those that are new to this case, definitely the boyfriend. I'm not sure about how much the mother, but there's some pictures. Obviously, there were at least the boyfriend was kind of in the gang lifestyle. And there's some backstory to the boyfriend. He's kind of got a rocky history. So yeah, we'll definitely go over that as well for anyone that hasn't heard that part. It does kind of tie in some possible clues, I believe. Thank you so much, Dom, for the $4.99. And yeah, it could be the lifestyle possibly. Catching up to them. So now this is blown up. This is through my filter. So two things that I noticed right off the bat. As soon as they come around, and I'm sure probably a lot of you, if you've seen this already, first thing that I notice, I'm pretty sure the truck as well, but the Kia for sure, if you notice, watch when it comes around the corner, it has no light. It has its blinker light on, and it's taking a right, but both lights are off. Notice it's got its blinker, lights are off, and I don't see lights. Like there's no. So both of them had their lights off. Obviously shady. Now they say there's two people, and you see the door. You'll see the car door open early with this one here, and we'll zoom in even more. We'll play with it, but you can actually see movement. It's almost like the door opens a little bit early on the Kia. So the door's open already. Now we got a very large man, overweight man, get out of the car. Now I know some people have, there was like a vigil, and somebody took a photo, and there's an overweight guy at the vigil. Now I don't think it's the same guy, and I'll show you why. I can zoom in more on the truck, and we will. This is what we got now, but we can see a fairly large man walks up to the truck. This is kind of slowed down, clearly interacting with the driver. And right now we believe there's two people, but then we see something. And I'm going to replay that. because if you're on your phone or something small, you might not be able to see it. And if I blow it up, it's just going to make it look worse. I think this is probably the best. I mean, I can blow it up more, but like I said, it just kind of makes it look really blocky. But there's a clue there that shows you that there's somebody else in this truck. Now, I believe it's a Tal or something like that. But yes, you notice he's driving away with no lights. Same with him. He even turns off his lights and everything. So here's a run with a different filter and zoomed in a little bit more. Okay, two things I noticed. This guy is not very tall. Notice where his head is at compared to the Kia. I mean, it's just barely over it. And obviously, we're kind of up above the cars. So it's obviously we're not going to get the exact height of this guy. But I believe, in my opinion, I think this guy is shorter than average. Clearly, he's interacting with somebody, the driver, but you'll notice something right here, and I even will highlight it here in a second. You'll notice it moves. So I'll replay that. I wish I would have just put that on a loop. But if you keep your eyes right here, you'll notice something moves. And clearly, unless like the towel or whatever this thing is was like sitting up on something and it just fell by itself, which is, it's possible, but the way it moves so drastically, it seems like this was somebody tossing like a towel or something. So you can see it moves. And so this was the picture that people put out, or somebody put out, I'd seen. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think it's this guy. If you look at this guy looks tall. I mean, look at the people in the background. Obviously this looks like a younger kid, but I mean, look at this guy. This guy looks like a giant. Yeah, he's a bit overweight, whatever you want to call it. I don't think it's him. This guy, I mean, look, you can see adults standing right here. And look, I mean, he's a head taller, like a whole head above these two people right here. So we can kind of get an idea of how the height this guy is. I doubt a guy that's like nearly 6 feet is going to be, if he's a person of interest, going to be walking around. I mean, that's just my opinion. I know, some people are people that show up to these kind of things. I don't think it's this guy. To me, this guy is tall. Just compared to everybody around him. And if we go back and look at this guy, when he's going up to the car, I mean, his head looks like it's just barely over the Kia. And then when he has to get into the truck, I mean, he's clearly stepping up. I don't think it's him. I mean, it's possible. I don't think it's him, though. I think he'd be really stupid. I think these guys would be on their way to... who knows, Mexico, whatever. I mean, because it's Texas. But
we want to go out to San Antonio, Texas.
Let me play it one more time for you guys, and then we'll go over some other backstory details on this, because there's still some more backstory and some more updates. Britta Matterson seems to be a 2008 through 2010. Ooh, okay. It's definitely a four-door. We can tell, there's a couple ways to tell it's a four-door Chevy Silverado, because I'm going to wait till it zooms back in. And when they drive up, but we can tell it's a four-door because we can see there's these little glares where the handles are at. You can clearly see them here and here. So clearly it's a four-door. It's tough to say the color, which I'm still trying to work out. But I'll show you guys where this is. I mean, in some ways, sometimes it looks black. It's certainly a dark colored vehicle or truck. I don't know if the timestamp has the timestamp been released. Oh my God, we almost got 1,000 people in here. Holy cow! Thank you everybody. We got 838 in here. Thank you everybody that is in here watching the show. You guys are so awesome. Please, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. It's free and it helps this channel out. But yeah, whatever he's grabbing is clearly. I mean, a lot of people say tell, and that wouldn't be a bad guess, considering if they're already, say, dead and they were trying to wipe up evidence. That would make sense. So like he's just kind of being like the disposal man of whatever they were trading off. Maybe there was more than just a towel. Maybe there was evidence, like a bag of evidence that this guy was going to throw away for them. Chris, can you get a clear image of the car driver? Oh, the Kia driver? People are saying that they see a woman with a high ponytail. Interesting. Wow. Said I haven't had much time to. And you do see the person. It does look like the person kind of gets out. And I really feel bad for people on the phone right now. Let me back it up. It's right when he walks up, you actually see the driver kind of, what looks to be, they get out. Because the door's open already. The door's open. He opens it up a little bit more. So the driver's door is already open. And then you actually see a head kind of poke out. Right. Or is it the second time? Is it about right? Yeah, right here. Yep. See, they get out. They get out for a second and they get right back in. Interesting. A ponytail. Let's see what it looks like with this lighting. If we can see it any better. From here, maybe what I'll have to do is I'll take a screenshot and then see if I can run it through an AI enhancer. I mean, usually I'd have a lot more time and play with this, like with the Brian Koberger case. Unfortunately, I've been playing with it, but just is that before or after? No, that's before. Let me do this. That way you guys see a little bit better. Gosh, yeah, you do see them come out. Interesting. All right, let me take a screenshot of that one real quick and save it for later. Let's see if we can run it through an AI enhancer. Let me take one without the filter on it though, as well. Yeah, because the driver gets out. Sorry, chat. I'll get to chat here in just a second here. Yep, there they are. And they peeked out. Dang it. Yep, they get out. Ooh. I had to say it, but man, it's tough, but it does look like a woman. All right. Where am I at here? Let me take one more here, and then we'll definitely we'll look at the AI. I'll show you the AI enhanced together. Let me see if I can get one more of her or this person from just a slightly different angle. Let's see. Man, they just pop in and out real quick. I think that's the one I got. Let me do that one more time. I wish I had this a little bit slower. Pops out right there. That's the one I want. That's the one I want. Okay. All right. All right. We'll do that together here in a minute. Let me see this. Okay. All right, we got those. Let me get to chat, and then we'll go over just a couple other updates. Put the whole piece together, not the whole piece, but the pieces that we have, and then we'll look at these enhanced images. And then we'll also, if we get a chance, we'll look at the 2008, 2010. It does look female, and I'll blow it up for those people that may not be able to see it. We'll definitely take a look at it. It does look female. I'm not gonna lie. Johanna, thank you so much for being a member for 3 months. I know you've been with me a long time. It does look like a lady. Sounds like a song, a popular song. Gal Hurd, I'm sorry I missed yours earlier. Thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. You are very sweet. Thank you so much. And Black Witter, Little Monster Love XXX. Thank you so much, and thank you for being a member for 4 months. You are so sweet. All right, we got one more that just came in. Let me grab this for real quick here. Johanna Jackson, thank you for always doing so much work on cases. Love your channel. Thank you, X Joe. Thank you so much, Johanna. You were so sweet. All right, guys, let's do the backstory, and then we'll enhance these photos here. So, just to add a little more context for anybody that doesn't know about this case, there's a little bit more to it. So let me grab this. Yeah, it's this one here. So this came from the Daily Mail, and I think that should work right there. Cops investigating possible, obviously, of what we were just talking about. Talks about just the original, or just the overview of what happened. But then it talks about their backstory a little bit, for those that don't know the backstory. So the boyfriend, as you can see here, at least the boyfriend, I've seen posts that say they both were in kind of that gang lifestyle. But all I know is that this guy, it's reported that he had some DV. We can't use the full word. And I believe it was against her. And he was actually on probation when they were actually, sadly, when their lives were taken. He was still actually on probation for the DV against her a year prior. Let's see, and then there's more, of course. Let me get caught up to that. So this is Matthew Guerrero 22. So this was his booking from a year prior with the DV, and then there was also more. Now here's his mom saying that, if anyone knows my son and his pregnant girlfriend, she defends his son, or her son, saying that he's a good boy and that he's not an abusive boyfriend. And she says that he had nothing to do with it. But then it says he violated his parole for DV charge and was back in court in June, charged with 3 new felonies: evading arrest, unlawfully having a firearm, and recklessly driving. He also failed to seek lawful employment or attend battery counseling classes. Despite a documented history of that, Guerrero's mother claimed her son was not abusive. Then we got to go back further, and let's see. So, Ethan Soto his life was taken by a Victor Rivas. And so the family, so this was obviously the brother to Savannah. I'm not sure why it doesn't say it right here. So this was Ethan right here. So apparently the person that took Ethan's life lured him from his home, and they took his life. And so there was so Soto's family was obviously there for his courtroom trial or whatever, and there was a courtroom brawl, and we'll look at that. That's kind of wild. And so some believe this is kind of in retaliation to that. Where is it? Oh, there it is.
First at 5, family members of a murdered teenager accused of attacking the man on trial for it right in the middle of a Bexar County courtroom. 4 people, including 2 minors, now charged with assault as well as impeding a court proceeding after this melee in the 144th District Court.
Fabian.
Dylan Collier live now with how this attack unfolded. Unbelievable, Dylan.
Certainly is, Ursula. This was supposed to be a routine hearing for defendant Victor Rivas, charged with killing 15-year-old Ethan Soto in May of last year. But footage shows Soto's family had other ideas this morning. Rivas, who was handcuffed and placed in the jury box, was repeatedly struck with closed fists after members of Soto's family jumped over a partition and attacked him in the jury box. Deputies said Rivas had gestured towards Soto's family after being brought into court. Rivas was charged last fall, months after San Antonio police said he killed Soto as an act of revenge for a drug robbery. Administrative Judge Ron Ronhell said these type of violent outbursts can happen from time to time.
Think about courtroom.
Yeah, no, I think the average height of a Hispanic is, that's a good question. I wonder what the average height is of Hispanic, because, yeah, I live in Utah. We have a very predominant Hispanic community, and one of my best friends is Hispanic growing up, and yeah, he wasn't short, but yeah, he wasn't tall either. But yeah, whoever in that video doesn't appear to be very tall. So anyway, so yeah, clearly there was some background to this case, some ugly feud, which is just terrible that has to end this way. So yeah, everybody's saying, yeah, it looks like a woman. So should we, I guess let's jump into that. I guess everybody's here. We got almost 1,000 people in here. That is so awesome. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Helps us out. Let's do it. Let's see if we can work some magic here. Oh, I wanted to show you guys real quick, so I don't forget, and then I will. We'll jump into the enhanced AI. So if anybody was wondering where the footage was taken, so here is San Antonio. This is Texas. This is San Antonio here. This is where they were last seen. Their apartments somewhere right in here, Leon Valley, and this is where the surveillance was taken. The car was found. I'm not sure exactly where it was found in the apartment complex. I'm just not sure exactly where. I haven't had a chance. It's the Colinas at Medical Apartments. Kind of interesting name. Anyway, you can tell. I mean, it wasn't hard to figure out, but this is where the surveillance footage was taken. So there's a fence here. You'll notice there's parking. Let's make sure you guys can see it here. There's parking stalls here, and notice they're diagonal out, and the camera's like kind of pointed this way. I think the camera's located right here, and it's pointed like this way. So like where my pin is at is kind of like where the car is. And notice, the one car takes a right, and then the truck comes up here, and you'll even kind of see there's like a white which is a parking lot overhang, which is usually typically a designated spot for the home or the apartment owners. So yeah, I'll just show you that real quick. So you can see, where's my gosh? So you can see the little overhang above the cars here. Notice the cars are parked kind of at an angle and they're towards us. You got the fence here. He's coming around the corner. That is literally taken right here. So it's kind of like I'm not sure if this is connected to the apartment complex, but it's kind of like a square or a rectangle, depending on if this is part of yeah, this got to be the same one because it folds into this. So yeah, basically a square apartment complex here. But yeah, this is where it's taken from. Anyway, let's take a look at it here. All right. Okay. Remini. Remini? Yeah, I think that's how it's pronounced. Is pretty good. There is obviously better, and there are certain programs out there that are actually specifically made for like breaking down surveillance footage, but they cost like I think I was looking at one like to have the like complete package. It's like $200 to $300 a month to have, which like man, it's really great because it like can do things like you could probably maybe I'm not sure, but maybe get the details of the license plate. You could get really close. So I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't learned more about this truck. All right, let's take the first one here. Actually, let me take the original first without the color and see what we can do real quick. And then we'll definitely recap for anybody that's kind of came in late. So, oh gosh. So sometimes these things work good and sometimes they make it worse. In this case, that one made it, oh gosh. I don't know why this program, when you go to zoom in, you just barely roll your mouse. Okay, that one just made it worse. I don't know why. Maybe... Let me take down the base. Okay, face enhance. I can't remember if I can take the face enhance off. None. Okay, let me see what the base one is. This is taking way too long. Let me run this one. That's taking way too long. Maybe I got too big of a picture. I might need to zoom it in and re-snag it here. Okay. While I'm running that one, I'm going to run my other one here at the same time. And I'll bring it over. My computer's working really hard. I think I might have too big of a photo. I might need to take another screenshot. Oops. Alright, give me a second, guys. I'm running my second one through this one. Soft V2, denoise. Let's just take a preview here. Yeah, I think I've got too big of a photo, which is weird because it didn't take long. Yeah, it's working way too hard. All right, let me try that again. All right, let's see what this one did. Sometimes they work better, and sometimes they just make it worse. This time it made it worse. Yeah, it made her face look like it. Now it just made her face look like a bunch of little blocks. Yeah, this is where I have to definitely do stuff. It's definitely a lot of trial and error. Sometimes it just depends on how much is in the background. Yeah, this one got... man, that sucks. Wonder if we could get one of... I don't know. Let's see here. I'm sorry. I lost my chat. Where'd that chick? Where'd my chat go? There we go. May have to do this after stream because you have to play with these ones, especially with all the settings. Sometimes you can get lucky, but yeah, we've run both of them. That's what I got with the first one. I don't know. We could try this one. Let me see. Oh, actually, I didn't mess it up as bad, actually. Does look like a ponytail. Does look like, I mean, so this is his. So if you're wondering what we're looking at, let me zoom it out because then you can kind of get the better perspective. This right here where my mouse is at. Let's look at the original here for a second. So this would be the hair right here. The guy's face, he's kind of just turned black. I don't know if it's kind of like shadow, but this is the driver of the Kia. And this is her face. Or their face. I mean, we don't know if it's a woman for sure, but this is definitely the hair. Something I would have to definitely play a lot more with. Let me pull up one last thing here, and then we'll kind of recap everything. But okay. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. All right. So yeah, looking at that one more time. So here he gets in. And right there is when this person pops out. So let me... Sorry, my chat... Gosh dang it, I lost my chat again. Here. Give me a second, guys. Let me do this. Copy. And I'm just gonna run this back and forth a bunch of times. And then we'll zoom it in a little bit more. So where are they popping? Okay, so there she is. Or they. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, I'm just gonna play a bunch of these back to back and then slow them down. Alright, and then we'll take those ones and slow them down just a little bit more. And we will zoom it in the best we can. So that's full zoom. Alright. Alright, I'll put it in full view here. And then when I'm letting this play, I'll look at it and then I'll check out chat. My apologies. Alright, oop. Okay, here we go. So there they pop out. And to keep your eye right here, I'm just going to let that play over and over. It's going to replay right once he's... Yeah, whoever that is, I really think is not that tall. So there she is. So they... I wish I would have gotten a little bit more of that. And one more time.
We want to go out to San Antonio, Texas next, where we're getting new information from police after a pregnant...
All right, let me check chat and we'll recap this. And yeah, there'll have to be some stuff I have to do after and run some different programs. So let me see if I didn't get anything. But yes, the baby's name was going to be Fabian. I forgot to mention that. My apologies. Walkie Talkie donated $4.99. Thank you so much. And Walkie Talkie says, so the female is a suspect? I'm confused. We don't know. These are the persons of interest. We don't know. I mean, this obviously the truck looks like a male. The driver of the Kia, we don't know for sure if it's a female, but it does appear that it's quite possible that it could be female. We don't know 100%. And I wish I would have blown that up just a little bit more. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. See if I can try this one more time here. Just as they're getting out of the car. Nope. Okay, and that speed slower. Okay, one more time. All right, so there's them getting out of the car and get back in. Getting out of the car, get back. Ah, it does look like if. Yeah, interesting. I mean, whoever it is, it appears they have long hair. I wish I could. I wonder if I can run. It does appear that they have long hair. Color. Oh shoot. Sorry guys. I've got 1,000 in here. That's so awesome. Sorry, I'm just trying to run this. I usually have this stuff done, but this is the first time getting my hands on this footage. Let me run the colors the other way and see if that'll see if that'll overexpose this a little bit. Nope, no, that's too much. Shadow, no. Okay, clean that up. White. Actually, I need black. Because this is dark hair. Alright, let me see what that does. Alright, let's take a look at this. This is kind of a... I should probably go Sepatone. Sepatone's really good for kind of bringing out a different view. Man, it's tough. It's tough. Seems like they have some long hair, but I mean it's still I'd have to really play with it some more. But anyway, if you're just joining, this is security footage from a terrible, still unsolved tragedy, and we'll see. I'll check Twitter, see if there's any updates as well. But definitely some shady stuff as they approach. You notice they both have their lights off, which is super shady. They automatically have the door open, even before they even stop, which is interesting. This guy gets out. He's heavy set. To me, doesn't seem very tall. And then you'll notice there's something that moves right here. It's like someone tosses them like a towel or whatever. Man, it's almost like he wipes the door handle and stuff as he's handled. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Did he just wipe down the door? Yeah, I think that's a towel. I really think that's a towel. And I think because he handled the door, that his buddy gave him the towel, or whoever's in the passenger seat of the truck. And maybe he wiped down that door that he just came in contact with. Let's look at this. So they get out. This car door is already open, and then he opens it up some more. He grabs the car door. So notice, he grabs the car door. He's the one that opens it up the rest. So this car door, this Kia car door, even before it stopped, the door was like kind of halfway open. When this guy gets out of the truck, he clearly grabs it and opens it up the rest of the way. And then obviously is talking, and they're doing whatever. Then, so obviously this is slow motion, so it's going to take a minute. So they're doing whatever. Now look, okay, so he hands this, whatever moves, what looks to appear to be a towel. He grabs it, and look, he goes right for the door. Notice this door moves. Right when he grabs the towel, this door moves. He's got his hand on the door, on the key door. Can you guys see that? And he's going to wipe the door. Look, he just wiped the door. I've got to slow that down some more. I think that's what that was right there. Let me know what you guys see. I know it's got to be hard for those that probably not, especially if you're on your phone. I apologize. If I made it any bigger, it'd just be a bunch of blobs. But yeah, let me know. To me, that looks like he at the very least uses that thing on the door. So he opens up the door further. So clearly, if he didn't have gloves on, he just came in contact with that door, leaving fingerprints, DNA, whatever. And then this person hands him whatever, appears the towel, and then bam, he goes right for the door. He shuts it and opens it back up. Okay, so the door is not all the way open. Let me go back to where he goes to the truck. Holy shit. So watch, this person hands him a towel. Now watch, the door moves. He almost shuts the door and then opens it up again, which tells me that he was trying to shut it, wipe it, and then open it. Yeah, it looks like he's wiping the door. You're right on. Yeah, if you see that, let me slow this down, because I don't have this part slowed down. That is exactly what's going on. All right, and let me change the color tone. Let me go with highlighted tone here. Okay. All right, yeah, let's check this out. Oh, I gotta go back. Okay. Just talking with the driver. And he goes for the towel. There's the towel. He shuts it. He's wiping and opens it up again. And you can see the white thing, like he's got it in his left hand, this hand, which would, it's our right, but his left. And you can kind of see like there's movement down in here, which is just on the outside of the Kia door. Yeah, they clearly, to me, that looked like they just wiped down there because they just handled the door. All right, I'm just going to replay this one more time because, yeah, he shuts the door almost, and he comes in contact with it, and then opens it back up. And he's got the towel with him because you can kind of see it like moving around a little bit down here. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. Interesting. I'm going to definitely break it down some more after the show, and I'll see what I can do because I do love this stuff. And I'll run some different color filters. Sepatone's really interesting to run. That's the more green. Sometimes it brings out different colors, because when you're working with surveillance footage, when it's really dark, you can use this warm kind of gold tone that'll kind of bring out some certain details, or you kind of run almost, it's not the opposite, but a sepatone. And that also, because that's what I did a lot with the Brian Koberger or the Linda Lane footage, which shows possibly the suspect vehicle is one car. And I was able to, kind of get the solo of the driver, which I may be able to do with this, but it's going to take some work for sure. Teresa, there's a house right over the wall too. Bold or stupid? Yeah. Who knows how many cameras are? Yeah. So this is located right here. This is where the footage was taken. So you've got, you know, a huge neighborhood. Clearly there's a security camera on this part here, which looks kind of like the main. I'm not sure if that's like the main office building or. Actually, that just looks like another apartment building, but I'm assuming they must. It's kind of interesting spot to have a security camera. If they have one here, you would think they have more. I mean, if they have one there, I would think they have more. So they may have more surveillance footage that we just don't know about. I mean, that wouldn't make sense. Let's just put one surveillance footage in the back of our parking lot. I mean, maybe they have others, and maybe that's the only one that was working that night. You know, so many variables. So. So yeah, Sepatone. It's a color like green. Sepatone. It works kind of well when you're working with like surveillance footage and stuff like that. But yeah, running these AIs so far haven't done that well. But these are free trial ones. Now keep in mind they are the Remini one that I do online. That is one of the more top tier ones, even though I'm just doing the one with the watermark because it's free. But there are obviously more top tier AI enhancers than that. I just, you know, if I was rich, then I'd be able to pay for them. But unfortunately, I'm not. So let's quickly recap for anybody that missed the show. And I'll provide the new details, and then we'll check Twitter, see if there's anything. Because I thought I saw somebody mention that they had found out one of the persons of interest, but I don't know if that was a clickbait title or something. Probably. So anyway, if you came on, you don't know what we're talking about. This is Savanah Soto. She was 18 years old. She was pregnant. She was actually 9 months pregnant. She was due. She was overdue. She went missing on December 22nd. So literally 7 days ago. In Leon Valley, Texas. She was with her boyfriend as well, Matthew Guerrera. She was scheduled that next morning to have an induced labor. She had a name for her baby. Was it Fabian? Fabian, right? Shame if I get that wrong. And so she was going to have her induced labor that next day on Saturday, the 23rd. But she didn't show up. They went to her apartment. They checked the apartment, but they said that there was no forced entry or cause of concern. But obviously her and her boyfriend were missing. They didn't show up for the appointment. They would put out a clear alert, which is kind of like an adult amber alert on Christmas Day for Savannah. And then sadly the next day, literally the next day, day after Christmas, they found the two bodies in the Kia Optima. Now, I didn't know because I wasn't able to get everything, but thanks to chat, they told me, so apparently Matthew, the boyfriend, was found in the front seat, and she was in the back seat. They were both had their hands tied behind their back, I believe. Both had gunshot wounds to the head. The boyfriend in particular had a contact gunshot wound, which means the gun's pressed against the head. They could tell that because obviously it leaves some kind of like bruising, or there's a way to tell the distances. And so he, at least they noted he had a contact gunshot wound. The car was not found very far from where they had lived. It was just 3 miles away. Then eventually they would release the surveillance footage, which we were just going over. Now, in their report, they said we're looking for two persons of interest, but I think the public has realized that there's clearly a passenger in the Chevy Silverado truck, which, 2008. I have to get the right angle. That's a good angle, but I need to go in the other way. Yeah, it does look like it. I'm trying to find one that's pointed the way that the camera footage is, because then I could overlay it. I'll have to do that after. Ooh, that's close. That's not quite it. That's close, but that's not the right one. That's only a 2-door. That's close. Anyway, I'll have to look at that later. But looks to be. Chat says they think they could be a 2008 to 2010 Chevy Silverado.
We want to go out to San Antonio, Texas next.
Yeah, let's see if there's any updates on Twitter here. I'll go to home. Obviously, she's trending right now. What a terrible story. No, nothing else. Fabian, yeah. Oh, who's that handsome guy right there? I wonder who that is. Okay. So nothing there. Let's look up. Soto update. Anything else? 2 days ago, 1 day ago, 6 hours. No, that's just the police report. 8 hours. Nothing I can see. What was she wearing? Do you know? Does it say what she was wearing? Let's see. Oh, I get what you're saying, because just in case if that was... No, it doesn't say what she was wearing. I wonder if they know, or just know that they were last seen at like 2 p.m., so maybe they're not sure. Anyway, I'm going to do a bunch of homework. I promise you that, because I am definitely curious, and I'll play this one more time. But 2 things I'm going to try to figure out is I'll try to see if I can run some AI images and see if I can figure out get a better look at this passenger. So there they are right there. Watch it one more time. Let me move this here. And then, of course, I forgot to mention there was some bad history with the family. Savannah's brother, it would be younger brother, I would assume, had his life taken by, I forget the guy's name, but another... had his life taken by another, and during a courtroom, there was a courtroom brawl where the Soto family attacked the alleged killer, and so there's possibility that this could be like a retaliation to that. So one more time, here is person of interest getting out. I'm just gonna play this one last time. Yeah, 15. Yeah, so she was 18. Yeah. So right here, if you just came in, I noticed, and we kind of noticed, it was a team effort, but this guy's grabbing a towel, but what he does next is very interesting. It's kind of hard to see. When I run my warm Sepatone filter, you'll kind of see it better, but the door is kind of halfway open right now, and you're going to notice, well, actually it's kind of almost all the way, and I'm talking about the Kia's door. The Kia's driver door is pretty much all the way open. Now watch what he does with it. He's got the towel, and now he's kind of shutting it, and he's going to wipe it down. And there, he wipes it down, and he opens the door back up. And you can actually see the towel. You can even see the towel kind of wrap around, like he has his hand like around it, and he's rapping. He shuts the door, and you can actually kind of see the towel. I'm going to try to do a video and highlight this, because you can kind of see the towel move around. Rag towel, whatever. And then eventually he takes the towel and then gets back in the vehicle. And then we tried to take a look at the driver, which it's possible it could be a female because so here's the female, or here's the person getting out of the vehicle, right? Oh, this is the wipe down. Wait, this should be where they get out of the car. Oh, it's after this. My apologies. There it is. Okay, so here's the person. Here's just kind of a bunch of replays where the driver gets in and out. Should have it one more time. Okay, right here. So here's the driver getting in and out. Driver getting in and out with the different filter. There they are. And it's weird. It kind of looks like a ponytail. Like just one ponytail, long strand down. Right here. It's going to be tough to try to highlight that, accentuate that, because you're just really working with a bunch of blacks and shadows and trying to... Yeah, it's not impossible, but it's going to be a pain in the butt. Micro Kimmy, who's the one that sent me this story. Savannah was found in the front. He was in the back. Oh, did I? Okay, I was told the opposite, but thank you for correcting. Savannah was in the front. He was in the back baby seat. Her lap, in her lap, killer were more than likely put in her lap to sit behind Matthew. Baby seat in her lap. Killer more likely put it in her lap to sit behind Matthew. Oh, baby seat in her lap. Okay, I got it. Okay. There wasn't a... Okay, Savannah was in front. He was in the back. Baby seat was in her lap. Weird. Huh. I wonder if they're... Yeah, it's terrible. Thank you, Micro Kimmy, for the $10 and the support. You are so sweet. Interesting. Yeah, obviously, yeah. Have the baby seat ready after, yeah, because they're gonna have the baby. So terrible. I think I can't see that being too hard for them to find this vehicle and the person of interest, or at least of the truck. Just considering it's not the worst camera footage. This is actually pretty decent. It's just the vehicles are kind of out there, so when you zoom in, you start to kind of lose some quality. But I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, there is literally programs that are built just to enhance surveillance footage. And like I said, if I was rich and I could afford $300 a month, I would love to try it out because it could do some amazing things. Like they literally have a license plate enhancer built in. It's pretty neat. The baby seat was in her lap. She was in the passenger front seat. Matthew was sprawled out in the back seat. Gotcha. He was also incredibly tall, which is why he was in the back. Yeah, that makes sense because, yeah, he's usually, and that's the boyfriend, Matthew, because, yeah, he does look to be towering over Savannah. Boston Christian. So would this be easy for law enforcement to enhance? They might be able to get the license plate. I don't know. I can't say 100%, but let me just... I can't remember if I remember the name of that program. It's a word salad. Anyway, there's a program that you can buy, and that's just for the public. Who knows what, but yeah, it's built to literally enhance surveillance footage. Yeah, I can't think of the name of it, and it'd probably take me forever to find it, but yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, I wish I had the money to do it, because I know quite a few videos I'd be working on that with, but maybe one day. Anyways, I think we'll end it there. We've gone just about an hour and a half. Quick shout out to the mods. I'm going back to everybody. Oh, here we go. Truth, don't lie. Exactly, he's wiping it down. Love the channel. Thank you so much for the Canadian 279. Christian from the 303. Could be Mel with a do-rag instead of long hair. Yeah. Like I said, we don't know if it's female, but it is interesting because somebody mentioned that earlier in chat. Female with a ponytail, and when they said that, it's like when you look at it close up, it's like, ooh, you kind of do see that. But I definitely think this guy was wiping that door down. Like, that is going to be a video I'll make, and I'll try to highlight it the best I can. But he's clearly taking a rag or a towel, and because he's moving the door, and so I'll definitely have to make a video on that. Dom, thank you so much for gifting 1 mob crew membership. You were so awesome. And Micro came in again. Matthew originally was driving and was moved after being shot. More than likely, since he sagged his pants, he was moved. They probably fell down. Oh, yeah, because, the gangster lifestyle, the saggy, yeah, that makes sense. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of the, minute details about how they were found. I think I missed the last, I don't know if that was, in a latest press conference. I just have the one. I know I wanted to kind of spend some time on the surveillance footage because I knew there was going to probably be some interesting clues that we could kind of uncover together. But definitely some more stuff there, and hopefully they'll get them. It's terrible it happened to happen. When it did, find him one day after Christmas. It's terrible. Did Soto have phone with her? Yeah, I mean, great questions. Yeah, I'm sure hopefully they'll figure that out. Yeah, they could maybe track their movement and stuff. Remy Stuffs, thanks Chris, great stream. Thank you guys. You guys have been awesome. Like I said, I'll look back in the comments if you're rewatching this and you've noticed a detail maybe we missed, especially like the exact year of the truck. Or if you have a good educated guess, let me know in chat or in the comments, and I'll try to do some overlay on it with a couple of different models and see if we can kind of get an idea. But my main thing is going to be wiping down that door, because I don't know if that's been mentioned before, but I think that's what's going on, in my opinion. All right, guys, I think Plunder's channel has some. It's talking about the. Ooh, interesting. Now, I do like Plunder. I do respect her channel. Always respected Plunder's channel. She's really great. She just doles out the facts, and that's kind of what we are on this channel. I mean, we do speculate, but we kind of stay on the kind of grounded here on this channel. If you're new to it. Matthew's phone had been taken from the car and is missing. Interesting. Not sure if Savannah had one or not. Not her bag from the hospital induction and purse were left at the apartment. Interesting. Microcamia says, thank you, Chris, for covering this. It's my pleasure, and we will do a follow-up video for sure. And Karen says, Samantha, Matthew, and baby Fabian, rest in peace. Yeah, what a terrible thing to happen around this time of year. So, Happy New Year's to everybody. I'm going to have a special members and Patreon show. I'm going to try to do it this Sunday. Maybe Saturday, but most likely Sunday. I think would be kind of like early Sunday. Yeah, because tomorrow's 30, yeah, Sunday's 31st. So maybe kind of earlier in the day, because I know people will probably be partying. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and bounce out of here. Thank you to anybody. If I missed anything, my apologies. I did look up everything. And I'm going to go ahead and get the outro ready. And if we don't see any of you guys, Happy New Year's for those that celebrate it. And we will see you Sunday for the Patreon and member show.